Welcome, everyone, to another episode of our little comic series. This time, we're doing one of the most powerful beings in the DC universe, a being who makes Superman himself fall to his knees whenever he has to fight him. Today, we're talking about a guy whose mere name should tell you how dangerous he is. Doomsday. Doomsday is a monstrous being from DC Comics. Doomsday comes from the same planet as Superman himself, Krypton, but he's from a time in the distant past, long before the Kryptonians that basically are just humans in all but name. Doomsday did not have a good childhood, and that's putting it mildly. When he was born, his father would constantly experiment on him, in hopes of making him the perfect life form. He would be put through all kinds of torture to make him tougher, and if he died, he'd just keep cloning him until he didn't die from whatever killed him. Poisonous atmospheres, harsh conditions, dangerous wildlife. These are all the things young Doomsday was exposed to. Okay, I'm getting really tired of calling him that, but he doesn't have a real name, so I don't know what to do. Alright, I'm just gonna call him Doomy from now on. Anyway, all these experiments eventually paid off, and Doomy ended up as one of the most powerful living creatures to ever exist. However, all these experiments, where he would end up constantly getting killed, ended up developing in Doomy's head a hatred for all living things, making him attack basically anything on sight. Power-wise, Doomsday's strength and durability cannot be understated. This guy's gone toe-to-toe with some of DC's most powerful characters, and won. I'm talking characters who can destroy galaxies in mere seconds, or characters who are feared throughout the universe for their power. Yeah, Doomsday has beaten those guys in a fight with just his fists. And if those aren't good enough, he can use the bone protrusions he has covered in as a bladed weapon, which has been shown to cut through things that are otherwise invulnerable to most sharp objects. And as for durability, thanks to his training, Doomsday has tanked things that even most superheroes would be killed instantly by. And even if he can't fully tank it, he has regenerative abilities, so anything that damages him will just be healed over. Oh, also, he doesn't have organs thanks to all this training. He's just bone and muscle. Not sure what that has to do with durability, I just wanted to bring that up. And even worse, he cannot be killed permanently. He has the power of resurrection, with how long he stays dead varying depending on how intact his body is. Sometimes he's only dead for a few days, a few months, but if you're lucky, he'll be dead for a few years. Oh, and the best part? When he comes back to life, he will now be immune to whatever killed him, so you can never kill him the same way twice. Now, Doomsday's a strong enough guy that he doesn't really need any other powers, but sometimes he does end up manifesting other powers. Usually ones that help him defeat his opponents, but these typically don't stick around for too long. As for weaknesses... Oh, you're serious? Okay. Well, as a Kryptonian, Doomsday used to be weak to kryptonite, much like Superman, but unfortunately, he's since evolved to become immune to it. So don't get any ideas. Doomsday first appeared in Superman, the Man of Steel number 17. This comic was part of an arc known as The Death of Superman, a comic where, well, you can probably guess what happens based on the title. In this comic, Doomsday arrives to Earth and manages to effortlessly defeat most of its heroes. So Superman arrives and the two get into an epic fight that ends with them both throwing punches at each other so hard that it finally kills Doomy. But Superman is fatally wounded and dies, before eventually coming back, because do you really think you're going to kill off one of the biggest moneymakers in history? That's financial suicide right there. But this was still a very popular comic. It's one of the most well-known events in history of comic medium, and it's basically where the stereotype that superheroes are constantly getting killed off just to be brought back comes from. After all, it seems like the lesson a lot of studios learn from this event is, if we kill a popular hero, people will buy, and then we can just bring them back so we don't actually have to change anything. It's a win-win! Doomsday appeared in other events than that, but that's the only one I want to talk about since that's really the only one people care about. Anyway, time for adaptation time. And something interesting I noticed is that very few adaptations actually have his original backstory. Instead, they either make him a failed clone of Superman, a hybrid of sorts, or a biomechanical weapon, but very few of them actually adopt his comic backstory for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe it's to make it more personal with Superman? It's just a guess, though. Anyway, Doomsday appeared in some of the 2000s Justice League cartoons. Death of Superman got its own movie, so of course Doomsday was in that. An illusion of Doomsday was the indirect cause of the events of the Injustice fighting game series, and he appears in the first game as a playable character. And Doomsday made his big screen debut in Batman v Superman. He's like the final boss of this film. In this movie, Doomsday is a hybrid of human and Kryptonian DNA, and he was made to kill Superman. But Superman manages to kill him, but since that involved kryptonite, he died too. His appearance had a mixed reaction, with some saying it was cool, but others, including myself to be honest, thought they used him too early. I mean, this is one of the most dangerous guys in DC, and they're using him in the second movie. In general, I feel like DC's cinematic universe had a pacing problem. I feel like they were just rushing to get to an Avengers-like film as fast as possible, and it felt like they always felt like they had to have the most dangerous character possible to make the movie seem cooler without actually giving us a reason to care about the versions of the characters. Well, that's just my 2 cents. So yeah, Doomsday doesn't appear all that much, all things considered. He probably has the same problem as Thanos. He's just too powerful for solo characters, and he doesn't have any personal connections to anyone. Why do you think that they are always changing his backstory to give him some sort of connection? As for his reception, well, Doomsday as a character is a bit contentious. Some people like him purely for his strength and the danger he represents, while others have criticized the fact that he doesn't really have a character. In addition, him being the one to kill Superman is pretty contentious, as a lot have argued that he should have been killed by a pre-existing villain rather than making someone up just to kill him, and yeah, I kind of see the point here, but I think Doomsday's cool. No higher reason, I just like him. Hope you enjoyed, everybody, and next time we'll be looking at another villain who doesn't want to conquer the world, he just wants to have a bite. Yeah, I know I'm doing a lot of these cosmic threats, but frankly, I find them easier to make since A, they only appear once in a while, so they have less stories overall, and B, they're less likely to have any major retcons. See you next time!